UK. Now, the young lady in the studio with me right now is Rysa from Newbury, and she has had a more exciting summer holiday than most, I think. For the past month, she's been filming a new Bollywood adaptation of an American horror film, which is really good, apparently, called Oculus. Rysa and her mum Fahiman join me now, and a very good afternoon to you. How lovely it is to see you.
Good afternoon, Anne.
Hello. So, Rysa, how did you get the part? What happened?
So what happened is my agent got me a casting, and I went for the audition, and at the audition I didn't really know much about the role because they didn't tell me too much about it. All I knew was the scene. Yeah. So I kind of did my best to try and figure out what the role was, and then I guess we got a call the next day saying that I got the part.
It's a horror movie, so do you just have to do a lot of all the time?
There's a lot of different emotions that you have to have, because at first it's really like happy and everyone's happy, and then it gets really very sad dark and very spooky. Yeah. So there's a lot of different emotions. Yeah, I mean, Oculus, the sort of American or the Western version of it, has got very good reviews so far. So clearly, it's a good plot. I don't know it, and it stars that lady out of Doctor Who, doesn't it? What's her face? I'll find her in a minute. Hang on a minute. Karen Gillan. Yes. So she's in it, and apparently it's had brilliant reviews. So clearly, it's a good plot. But it's a very, very, very scary plot, isn't it? Do you see all the scary bits? Well, my mum showed me some of my scenes, and my scenes aren't as scary. Some of them are a little bit scarier at first, but then I sort of watched them once or twice, and then I thought I didn't really want to watch them because I didn't want to really copy what was happening.
No, that's true. You want to be your
actress,
don't you? It's interesting. I mean, a lot of people will have perked up at home and thought, she has an agent. How old are you?
11.
11. And you have an agent because you're already at theatre school, aren't you? You're doing a lot of serious work.
Yeah. At
theatre school. You're at Sylvia Young, is it? Yeah. So have you been acting and dancing and doing things like that since you were really, really tiny?
Well, I did acting and dancing and singing at Stagecoach from the age of about 7. Yeah. And I've continued doing it.
Does this come from your family, or are you the first to do this sort of thing?
I think I'm the first one.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, you're clearly very good at it because you got the part, my goodness. Right, now, next thing is it's a Bollywood production. Yeah. So presumably it's not in English.
Well, some bits are in English and some aren't. So it's very mixed. There's a lot of English and there's a lot of Hindi.
Oh, right. But you're playing the part of a girl called Natasha. You're the young version of her character. I don't know the plot, so we mustn't spoil it for anybody. But so does she speak Hindi or English or a bit of both or what?
Both. She speaks both.
All right. And presumably you speak both?
Yeah,
do you?
I can speak
so
both.
No problems there. Yeah. Where have you been making the film? What have you been doing?
So we've mainly done it here near Berkshire, so about an hour away.
In studios or out in location?
No, it was in a location. It was in like a house.
Oh, right, okay. And it's all been very dark and gloomy and spooky and weird. And are there any other people your age in the movie?
There's one other boy. He's slightly younger than me, and he's 9. Playing my brother.
What's it like? Is this the first big movie you've done?
Yeah.
Okay. What's it like being on set? Are there special people to look after you? Do you have to? Well, no, I was going to say, do you have to do a certain amount of schoolwork? But it's the holidays, so you don't, do you? No. So. And everybody in the film world says it's an awful lot of waiting around and hanging around and waiting for them to do this, waiting for them to do that. What do you do to keep yourself amused?
So sometimes I just read my book in the room that I'm in, or just play on my iPad, and I just relax for a bit. Yeah,
and then they call you to go and do your thing.
Yeah,
and then they do a lot of moving around and all the rest of it again. Yeah. Have you any? Well, presumably there is in Oculus in the Western version. Yeah. There is your character in that movie.
Yes.
As well. Yes. So you know how big a part you're going to play in the whole movie.
Yeah.
Very exciting. What do your friends think?
They're all really happy for me, and they're all really excited about it as well.
This is where Mum comes in, Fahiman. Well, of course you're proud. That goes without saying, really, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I'm immensely...
Come a bit closer to the microphone so we can hear what you've got to say.
Is that all right?
Yeah, that's lovely.
Immensely proud of her because it was a very tough audition. As you can see, the part is extremely challenging, and for her to have her first movie and such a challenging role to do, it's obviously very exciting for us.
It is, isn't it? Is that as far as parents are concerned? Do you have to do an awful lot of ferrying to and fro, taxi service, and then waiting and hanging around and all of that sort of thing?
Yes, I mean we have to do a bit of all that, as you say. We have to take a for auditions as and when she is called for, and obviously not all auditions, go positive or favorably.
No.
So at a very early age, she learns the art of failure and how to accept it.
Well, because that's very interesting, isn't it? Yeah.
It's like going for a job interview. You're not accepted in that, or whatever the reason may be. And I think it is the art of failure that you learn. You learn a lot more from that.
I think that's very interesting.
We feel very, very, great about her because she accepts that extremely well now. Initially, yes, it was a bit difficult because it was just the beginning. But now, it's just a part of the game. She does audition, she comes out, that's it, forgets about it. So if you get it, you don't. But she does her best when she goes for it.
Yeah. What could this lead to? I mean, I don't know Bollywood very well, but I mean, I know it's not just in India anymore. It is a global phenomenon. Could this lead, would you like it to lead to a Bollywood career? Because people who are well known in Bollywood are mega millionaires, aren't they? Yeah. It's the hugest thing. It's bigger than Hollywood. Is that what you want for yourself?
I don't know. I think I want to do a bit of both to try out and see which one I prefer. But I do want to try out different things and see what it leads.
Yeah. So are you still filming at the moment?
No, I've just finished.
Oh, right. Okay, so you've done your bit.
Yeah.
How long will it be before there is a finished product? Do you know?
I know it releases in January next year.
Okay, well, let's talk more in a couple of moments about how you got into all of this and where it might lead. Right now, coming up to 17 minutes past 12. Anne Diamond here with you on BBC Radio Berkshire, 21 minutes past 12. Now, Rysa is with me right now. She's only 11, but she's a movie star, basically. She's been filming in and around Berkshire and Buckinghamshire for this new Bollywood movie, which is the Bollywood adaptation of an American horror film, which has done very well, called Oculus. The American version basically stars Karen Gillan, the Amy Pond from Doctor Who. It's been very well received, so clearly it's a very good plot. And Rysa plays part of somebody who's presumably about aged 11, the young Natasha, who gets involved and sucked into this horror movie. That when it comes out, you probably would be too young to watch it, won't you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame. We'll let you know what it's like a bit later on. But you must have been involved in working with some pretty famous names in this shoot.
Definitely.
What were they like? What are they like? These big movie stars, what are they like towards the child actors that they have to appear
Well,
alongside?
I worked with Adil Hussain, Lisa Ray, Saqib Salim and Huma Qureshi, and they were all...
I definitely know one of those names, from Life of Pi.
Yeah, and they were all really, really nice, and they always helped, and they didn't feel like they were so big. They were always so humble about it, and they were really considerate, and they would help you out if you got stuck on anything, and they'd help you with filming.
That's nice to know, isn't it? And it's also a good role model for you, because if you continue in this profession and you become a big star yourself one day, it would be, it's nice to be able to know how to act, to know how to be, isn't it? Is that what you want? I mean, would you like to just do this for the rest of your life?
I'd love to continue acting, but I also want to finish my studies and go to university and do all that. But
what are you good at? What are your favourite things at school?
My favourite subjects are art and performing arts.
Yeah.
And sport. I like sport.
But even if you stuck with drama and things like that, you'd still like to go to university first.
Yeah.
Before. Yeah. Well, lots of actresses do. All the Harry Potter actresses and everything, they all do. That must be very relieving for you, finally.
Because obviously education is very, very important. So she has to do both simultaneously, and we encourage. We will support her in anything that she wants to do, but education has to go simultaneously.
And it's interesting. The drive has come from Rysa, not from you.
Absolutely.
You always wonder about families where the drive is coming from the yummy mummy, the pushy parent, as it were. But when they always say, if the drive comes from the child, then maybe you've got what it takes. And you are driven, aren't you, Rysa? You really want to succeed and be really, really good at this.
She was the one who actually got into this herself, because she made her own CV, because one summer holiday we were kind of not traveling. We were in UK for some reason. We were not going anywhere. And she had a lot of time on her hand. And you can tell about that experience, Rysa.
So, since we didn't really go anywhere on summer, I didn't really have much to do. So I found these casting networks, and I started looking at them, and I looked through them, and then I really liked it. So I put myself up, just seeing what would happen. And then after about a week or two, I got a job for a photo shoot. And then I did TV commercials, then I did Face of the Globe 2014.
What do you mean? And you did this yourself?
Yeah.
Wow. Gosh, that's amazing. So it really has come from you, your own initiative.
Yeah.
You've earned it yourself then. Will you earn much money from this movie?
I'm not sure as of now.
That's a very diplomatic answer, isn't it?
I'm not sure.
But presumably earnings go straight into a bank account somewhere for your college funds.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
it does.
Yeah.
And she was the face of the Globe 2014.
Oh, wow.
So all this, she started the initiative herself, and she asked me whether, Mom, can I put my CV up, because she did it all. I had no say in it, because there was nothing that I wanted to change. It had to come from her and what she wanted. And fortunately, she started getting jobs, and it was a children's site, so it was quite, I went through all of it, and it was all fine. And I said, yeah, go ahead. And then, so she was fortunate enough to start getting offers and jobs, and then we started seeing which are the ones that she can go for.
So now this looks very good on your CV to have been part of this movie. Presumably, you won't stop here. You'll be still putting yourself forward for various different auditions, and keeping yourself really busy. Have you got anything else that you're going to be doing next?
She has few auditions that she needs to go for in the next few days.
Aren't auditions really tough? Really scary, and then I think to get rejected must be very hard. But I mean, your mum says you've already learned that.
I have, because I've done loads and loads of auditions, and I've sort of, at first I was a bit upset if I didn't get one, but then I sort of realised that, okay, I've done the audition, and then I just forget about it, and then if I get it, I get it, and if I don't, I don't.
You have to look upon the audition as experience, really, doesn't it? It is actually a positive thing, even if you didn't get the role. The experience of having done the audition means you're going to be that much better the next time, doesn't it? Well, we are going to watch for your name then, and it'll be particularly fascinating when this particular movie comes out. You won't be able to watch it, but we can. and may you go on from strength to strength. We'll watch out for your name in lights. Wouldn't that be nice? And keep up the good work, Mum. It can't be easy being her mum and managing this, and feeling a little bit scary that this is a world that you've got to manage carefully.
Yes, that's the only scary part in this whole situation, that we are all there to support in whichever way that she wants to. We are there to be beside her, but it's not such a the glamorous world is not so glamorous at the end of the day as we know. So we have to be a bit careful. And she's a very sensible girl. She's extremely sensible. So that is something which I know I'm extremely proud of.
That's nice, isn't it, to hear from your mum? She said it on the radio. It must be true. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you.
Congratulations, and we will watch out for your name in lights.